Hello and welcome everybody, I'm Barbarian and this is Crusader Kings 3, and today we have the first day of the rest of King Philippe's life, and I think we can use this. I think there's a lot to do and I think King Philippe knows it. He's a person that is fully aware of what it takes to be the King of Aquitaine and of Italy. We've talked about this at length in the last video, in the video where we talked of course about the question of the dissolution of Italy, where Istria, where Corsica, where Genoa all of a sudden are independent, and how that is something that takes all of our, well, attention at the very least at the start of this video. We've talked about so many different things. Of course, I will also keep an eye on the struggle and how it develops here in the lands of the Rus, but I think we are in a pretty good spot to just kick it off and see what we can do. Now, I have already sent, I've basically extended our hands in friendship and vassalage to Count Gausfried and Duchess Marguerite of Corsica. I think both of them will now soon be joining us inside of our realm. We're not sure what to do with Savoy yet, but we do know that we would like to become friends with Istria. As negative as we are towards one another, he just, I think, has the negativity of a man that hasn't really seen too much action from us, but knows that our mother was quite the radical and yet brave woman. So let's see whether we can become friends here. The odds appear to be pretty good. But all of that aside, we are of course looking at re-establishing the order in the east. I've also sent a request for our, not our son, for our brother, because he must be punished for his transgression against our mother, by virtue of making him into a monk. At least that is the plan if he agrees. And oh yeah, I forgot one thing actually that I wanted to do in the last episode, but then forgot. I will be requesting the dynasty banner from King Asna the Dragon, because I am the dynasty head, and I'll be honest with you, we're gonna roleplay as though we captured this when we conquered, of course, Carcassonne and Milan. We're roleplaying this in this sense because, I mean, yeah, he's basically gonna fall apart in just a second, I'm sure, so I'm not too worried about that. I'm not entirely certain where we should go here. I think we want to go with diplomacy, honestly, and probably with a majesty focus. I say this because, obviously, we could go family hierarchy. It doesn't really fit him. I don't think martial currently fits him. Stewardship, no, because we are mostly doing things for externals, but we don't really view those people as externals, right? Let me just check this here. Ultimately, who we are interacting with here are the people that we believe should be part of our realm as it is anyway. What fits better here? You know, I gotta take a look at this, and it's like, yeah, there's a lot of... Ooh, offer vassalization acceptance is pretty good for this character in particular, isn't it? But then again, I'm looking at this, and I'm like, learn language schemes. He definitely would love to learn different languages. I mean, very much so. So you know what? I'm gonna put him on the foreign affairs focus, and we will try to make that work. Before we unpause, I will actually also just take a look at these events. Oh, no, before we do that, I do want to point out the following. Why did I say that I would never publish this Struggle of the Rus mod? The reason is that this is a bit of a dirty edit. I basically just took the Iberian struggle and then adapted it in the way that I needed it to be. There would have to be a lot more flavor, the phases would have to be a bit more different. This works right now because we aren't playing there. I think it would also actually be viable if we were playing there, but not good enough. You know, the Iberian struggle has much more flavor, there's a lot more sophisticated things going on there. For example, as much as I adopted this, the decisions that you can take, they're very similar to the Iberian ones because they are the Iberian ones, right? And to us, in a way, oh, and the localization here is wrong, don't worry about it too much. In a sense, we're looking at this, and, you know, this is something that you would want to adjust if you were to do this in a real struggle module. So this is never going to go live because this is only for me playing this game, basically. My apologies, but I'm sure at some point somebody will make a Rus struggle with, like, natural Christianization as well. That stuff would slap, and yet none of the modders do it. Now, we have an empty throne. Who's this? Wait a minute. Duchess Veronica. Yeah, I like this. She is advising us very closely. Although, of course, currently we're standing right here. Let's take a look at what Pelayo de Vidaurre has to say, and I can already see the trepanning of the soul. I'm pretty sure trepanning is when you basically, like, drill a hole into somebody's skull. The trepanning of the soul. A figure in physician's garb appears, and with a case of tools that... I don't know what this is. But my stomach churns as a hammer and pick are revealed amongst them. My lord, I'm a proficient trepanner. As an occultist, your own powers may be formidable, but there's still a barrier holding them back. Your magics could conquer the world over if the spirits of the air would enter your skull. Pelayo, I gotta tell you one thing right here, okay? And this is very, very important. We talked about this in the last video at length. That's not how I believe. That is not how we interact with this. This is a true heretic. Could I imprison him? I'm not gonna. So I could let my physician be told by him. We're not doing that. I'm sorry, but no, that's not happening. I can bear this no longer. Fetch the chisels. Unscathed, there's nothing. Yeah, obviously. I mean, he's drilling a hole in my head. No. My affliction is far more than superstition. I think this even more. I would even lock it in now. I think after this weird and odd person comes to our court, we are more than ever locked in with the idea that we need to repent. We need the Pope to declare that we have nothing to do with witchcraft. Otherwise, these are the people that we will find ourselves in company with, and that is disgusting. Yeah, no, I'm not dealing with it. Pelayo, you should get out of my lands. Let me tell you that. And I am back on my throne. I just want to take a look at it. We need to adjust the court grandeur as is anyway. I love this so much. Duchess Veronica plays such a big role, and to a degree out of nowhere. Oh, and look at that. I forgot to check our friends. Asna is a friend of mine. Interesting. What are we going to set our amenities to? I think... the fashion, I don't think he cares about fashion. That is a vain thing to do. But he's a gregarious person and he knows that of course certain things are expected. We are going to go at least to decent food. I think some servants as well so that our guests are more welcome, and middling lodgings. But then outmoded fashion. Yeah, call it outmoded, that is completely fine by me. I just want to be a good lord. And I think that is of course part of it. Now what is this? Foremost Knight. A healthy rivalry between mettlesome fighters is to be expected, but the growing discord between Guillaume Ramon and Pandolf is souring the mood at court. Guillaume Ramon is widely regarded to be more skilled, but Pandolf clearly takes issue with the assertion. In the middle of an audience, the latter bursts into my throne room and, clutching his sword hilt, cries, "Guillaume Ramon, only one of us can claim to be the king's most skilled knight. Meet me outside and I will settle the question." Guillaume Ramon replies reservedly, "I would cut you to pieces where you stand if it was not for the presence of my lord, you reserved knave. Apologize and I may spare your life. I better act quickly if this escalation is to be halted." We ourselves have a very, very strong take on bravery. And we have a very, very strong take on chivalry. It can't be open right now in this view, but that is because of our cultural tradition. I actually... Let's take a look here. Guillaume Ramon has a 19 prowess and he is sadistic. He's a brave man and a just man. And he is a calm, diligent, and chaste man. They are very close in skill. I gotta tell you, I don't trust the fact that he's sadistic. My brother is sadistic and he tried to kill my wife, my mother. I trust, though, that Guillaume, if he were to win, wouldn't take it too far, for he's a just man. I will allow it. This honor duel is a big part of who we are as Gasconiera people. And man, that actually reminds me, oh my god, until now I had forgotten this, but King Philippe can actually spar with his knights again. Elizabeth could never do it because she's a woman, so we can finally actually do it. Ah, may my best knight win. Oh. Wait, so we know it will kill them? No, there's no death allowed. Death is... I thought there would be a chance of somebody dying if, you know, somebody went over the line by being sadistic, but no. Take their swords, give them training blades. Nobody dies here. Absolutely not. Now, who will win? We got Court Grander. That's nice. And Guillaume wins the duel. So yeah, and I mean, he did well. He didn't really harm the other person too much. Pandolf has, you know, a slight wound, but that is just how that goes sometimes. We could hold court now, quite frankly. I like the idea, but I think... No, actually, let's hold court and then we shall duel somebody. You gotta set your priorities right? And holding court, I think, is much more important. Quite interesting. I love that we just have that crown. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's get the banner back. I really want the banner and then we hold court. I accept your gracious offer of vassalization. There he is. Genoa has rejoined us. I like it. I really, really like that. And Suero is at court. Suero, I will hereby imprison you. Wow, and I'm impressed. He will actually simply accept it. Okay. I assume that he knew why I called him here. And he knows that he needs to be judged. Maybe he isn't insane after all. Maybe it was a massive, no doubt, a massive lapse of judgment, but maybe he's back. And maybe, in the service of the church, he can do better. Here we have Duchess Marguerite rejoining. She is angry. Yeah, she is rightfully angry because she is an important, very powerful vassal here. And I'm, of course, known as a witch. I mean, how could I not be? Right, so what are we going to be doing with you? I put Asna here for the moment. You're not bad at intrigue, but you are amazing at stewardship. Veronica. You know what? I'll put you in the spy master role. I think that is fair. I just need to find you somewhere. Veronica. If only I could actually... There you are. Man, you're pretty far down there, but you know what? I'll take it. And then Duchess Marguerite, of course, goes into the position that she deserves to be in. You know what? It does actually... can I bestow royal favor? Yeah, I totally could, huh? Could I not? I think you need a certain level of the royal court, right? Before you can convince the Jura territory. Let me take a look at this. Diplomatic court. Offer vassalage acceptance scaled by grandeur, of course. Is it just a general thing? Convince the Jura territory. I thought was... Oh, there it is. It's behind level 6. Yeah, we're not unlocking that. Not with this character, at least with the current spending. Now that he's going to prison, we're going to imprison him first, and then we're going to make him a monk, and then hopefully we have the banner. Why has the banner not arrived yet? And then we will hold court. I see the wisdom of your faith, but I hope you understand what a long, winding path it is, from the darkness into the light. Perhaps if you promise to support me in whatever way I need, the journey would be an easier one. He wants a favor hook, huh? I could owe him a weak hook. And then again, I've been so lenient in Italy. I wish I could know how Duke Matej feels about Toscana, about Duke Tommaso here. He is part of my family. You know what? I will be lenient, because he's a part of my family. Alright. You will get a hook on me. I owe you one, Duke Tommaso, and I expect that Tuscany now stays quiet. His vassals, of course, are all Valdensian, but that is his problem, not mine. I just need Toscana to be quiet so that the Pope, you know, canonically, doesn't ask me whether he should be in control of Toscana instead. Yeah, let's continue here. I'm not happy with that, I have to tell you, but it is what it is. The banner has arrived and he is in prison. And now I will make you take the vows. He will divorce his wife, but I gotta tell you, I have to assume that his wife is quite happy with that, because he did try to sleep with his mother. I could gain a weak hook. I don't see why I would care for that. I can't make him renounce his claims, but I think in the eyes of King Philippe, that is basically the same. He is already disinherited. He will be a monk, meaning he can't inherit and he can't marry. I think this is fine. Yeah, you shall be a monk. And with that decided, let's finally hold court with a Vasconia dynasty banner in the background. In fact, let's repair it. The Vasconia dynasty yet again stands tall and strong in front of our opponents and supporters. Who do we have here? Count Gottfried of Genoa. We have Prince Archbishop Tolosa now advising me. My loyal wife, of course, is by my side as well. Alausia, court tutors here. A player heir is present. Man, I like this court. I wish we had more stuff to show off here, but all these people, or most of these people I should say, they're actually meaningful to us. I love that so much. Like, they actually have some sort of connection to us. And yeah, you know what, I gotta delay doing the code event yet again, because I actually need to take a look at this. Baron Lope Mitchipse of Carla. Where is that? Oh. Right, Baron Lope is a baron. I love that so much. That is actually crazy. You know what, Baron Lope? You're my friend, and I'm a good man. I need loyal supporters, don't I? In Italy. You get Aosta. Actually, I might give him Milan. No, I'll give you Aosta. Absolutely. You're a count, my friend. Count Lope Mitchivse. I think that is well deserved. Oh, I love that he actually made his way into the Baron role, and now I could reward it. I didn't have to intervene at all. You know, that's the big question. It's always, as our sons here were, you know, just walking around, it was always a question, would they actually do anything? Would they achieve anything? But, okay, he's actually now quite unlucky. The Abacada line. At least he's still serving in the Marches of Asconia, I suppose. He died, sadly, from internal injuries, of course. And then, what happened with the Ali line? Nothing. He's just gone. Mitchipse, of course, that is now Count Lope. X, sadly, yeah, not really much of a story to tell, just very unfortunate lives right there. Wali Zafir, and then we have Wali Yelem. Man, that is, I am so damn proud of what happened there. Obviously, we can't interact with Yelem, but that's a different story. We have rewarded one of our dear friends, then Prince Martin Philippe, that is our son. I have to take that into account. He is a witch, but he is our friend. And as a friend, I might be a bit more lenient with him as well. And then we have Azna. He is our courtier and knight. Azna, when did you lose your leg? What happened there? If you are my friend, which of course you are, I think I should make you maybe the master of the horse. You might not be great at fighting anymore, but you surely know how well horses work and how to deal and interact with them. I'm gonna give this to my friend. Yeah, I need my friends very, very close. Get some court grandeur, we get some grandeur change, knight effectiveness. Yeah, he's basically like behind the lines now. Formerly he was outstanding, but now of course he's one-legged, so I just need... Oh, is this something only landed people can have? That's a disappointment. I think most of these appear to be just landed. I mean, in that case, I could just do Seneschal. He could be my voice, basically, and I think that is quite appropriate. Asna, my friend, if I can find you. There you are. You have a poor aptitude. Nonetheless. Oh, it's a stewardship role. No, nonetheless, I will put you in there. You're not made to be a personal champion or an executioner. You can be my Seneschal. And there you have it. Suero says he has no choice but to accept your conditions for the release, and now he has already been punished. I could banish or execute him, but frankly, I will simply... can I forgive him? I can't forgive him for his other crimes. I suppose not. Well, I mean, I just don't have to punish it. And with the small things being done, I shall now hold court. Let's do it. Man, we have played without a court for so long. Sitting on my throne, I gesture for my guards to open the doors of the hall. A stream of people file in, some lining up in front of my throne, while others move out of the way so they can simply observe the proceedings. After several moments, all movement in the chamber has ceased. All faces turn towards mine expectantly. In front of me, I count 3 petitioners, lined up in an orderly row, waiting for me to call on them. Mayor Heramel, who has clearly been working himself up about something, greets me. My king, the dogs of Tartas think they are better than us, he spews, cracking their haughty jokes each market day. Mayor Malusha, the abhorrent witch. Oh, there she is again, Mayor Malusha. We actually think quite positively about her. It is the Ruthenian Mumaladi former slave that our mother took in. Mayor Malusha, the abhorrent witch, needs to be put in her place, and those damnable fools made to respect Blaya, the leading city of Basconiaco. Blaya is a beautiful city. How do I feel about Mayor Heramel? Wait a minute, no, that's the wrong guy. Count Arnold of Trent. What? Come on. I mean, this guy. I have a -6. He reminds me a lot of my brother, I believe. So Mayor Malusha probably wins out here. Bold words, but you will settle this with action. You know what? You lose 63 stress because you're a blade master and brave. They become nemesis. Oh my god, I love that so much. Popular justice. Loses 15 opinion of you. Who will win this duel? Wait a minute. Heramel, how are you doing? How good are you at fighting? They are fairly equal. I think it's a fair fight. And I think Mayor Malusha, after she beat my mother in chess, she must know a thing or two of tactics. You know what? Fighting is the way. An honorable duel settles matters of this kind, and afterwards we can go out and drink in a tavern together. Bold words, but you will settle this with action. Mayor Heramel won the duel. Oh yeah, Mayor Malusha. You didn't expect that. I think she was not aware of the traditions of my people when she applied to my mother, or when she, appealed to my mother's sense of justice and giving her that city. Yeah, well, Mayor Malusha, that's just the way it works here. My apologies for that, I suppose, but the Gasconiera culture is an honorable one. The next petitioner is Prince Archbishop Raymond Berenguer of Tolosa, who has come to my court with 2 guards, dragging a woman between them. Prince Archbishop Raymond Berenguer tells me about an abortive attempt by the prisoner to steal from one of the tithe barns in the Prince Archbishopric of Tolosa. Ah, a thief. Beatrice de Estebalis. Let's see, a zealous, greedy woman. Normally, this matter would have been resolved locally, my liege, but this thief insisted on her right to appeal to you directly. I look towards the prisoner and gesture for her to proceed. I know I was wrong, Lord, but we are starving, and Prince Archbishop Raymond Berenguer takes too much from us. Thievery is wrong, but so is extortion. You would lose opinion of me. It would be a fair sentence, I suppose. Is the church not supposed to feed the poor? Man, you would lose even more opinion there. You gain undermined church authority. Wow! That is insanely strong. A thief is a thief. The details don't interest me. As I have a fair reason, no one will think me a tyrant. I would imprison her. How do I feel about this? I'm a gregarious, humble, and brave man. I think I understand the cause of this poor woman. Thievery is wrong, my dear Archbishop. Defended peasantry from church excesses. Yeah, I mean, then again, he just gained this position. He's a very smart man. He's a forgiving, content man. Honestly, I feel like the king looks at this and says Beatrice surely is lying. Because this man extorting somebody, you surely must be jesting. A thief is a thief, the details don't interest me. I will imprison her, yeah, sure. We're not going to punish her, really. I think I might banish her. But ultimately, I think that when the church enters his domain, and I mean, just look at it, he immediately is right at my ear, telling me what is true and what is false. I think King Philippe, you know, just believes the church a little bit more because they are giving him this massive, massive chance as king and potentially emperor. My heralds announce the arrival of a neighboring petty ruler, Duke Matej of Istria. He enters your halls with dignity and bows deeply. Your Grace, I have come to humbly pledge my realm to you, if you would accept my terms. I'll serve you as a faithful vassal lord of Aquitaine in exchange for your protections. May our two great houses both prosper by the arrangement. Wow. That is actually a surprise. We are befriending him, but Duke Matej shows up in our courtroom before we can even ask him to pledge fealty. I could accept. He gets low requirements. I think these terms are a bit one-sided. No. Wow. This is just grand. Duke Matej is true to us despite his rebellions against King Asna. It must be, surely it must be, because he respects our mothers so much. They met one another on the battlefield. They were fair to one another. They did not mistreat each other's family, each other's prisoners. He must respect us, and I will respect him for it. Wow. That is very, very impressive. As the last petitioner departs, various courtiers follow them out of the room, having business to attend elsewhere. Others remain, talking amongst themselves about the recent proceedings. Soon the ceremonial formality of the proceedings has dropped away entirely, with the hum and bustle of normal courtly life taking its place. My business is indeed done here. Now, we do need to take a look at our prison, though, because again, I imprisoned her, but, you know, the punishment should be a fairly weak one, I would say. I could recruit her here. Would make her take the vows. Honestly, this is a bit of a... Okay, hear me out here. If we connect these two events, I would like to connect them. She complained that the church was exploiting her, that the church was exploiting people like her in the county of Tolosa. And there was all the failure of Prince Archbishop to deal, of course, with overly excessive bailiff terms. I will make her into a nun, so that she becomes a problem for the church. Then they have to take care of her amongst themselves. Would she be against that, actually? You know, it's a good question here. If I make her take the vows, she's reluctant, but she's not really against it. She is zealous. You know what, Beatrice? Your punishment is to make the church fairer. I think King Philippe is executing a masterful stroke here. It's a stroke where he basically is in favor of the church, but then also says, and now, the church must accept its own burdens. In this case, Beatrice. So I think that actually, I would like to reinterpret the court action there a bit. King Philippe made a very smart political move there. That was political calculation as it is written in the book. Now, who are you? Alfonsina Bocanegra. Muñoz Lopez de Comanche. That is... Oh... That is the wife of Count Lope, who, yes, you had an incestuous relationship with him. Finally, he's dead at the very least, died to bad treatment, and this is your wife. Is she related to you in any way? No. I will release her. I permit that you may see your wife again. I'm not gonna gain a weak hook. I don't think I care for that. Yeah, I will release her. Wow, and now we have Istria in our midst here, and obviously he's very unhappy. He expects to be on the council. I'm not going to fire Ramon. I'm not going to fire Ramon, largely because he played such an important role in this whole court event just now. I think I would much rather get rid of him, Prince Archbishop Aldebert of Aquitaine. We haven't had any interaction with him. He didn't really play a big role, and he is an amazing martial man, of course. That is the role that he fits in. Duke Matej, do not disappoint me. I beg you. I will also keep, of course, trying to befriend him. It's important that we make friends with him, but this puts our ambitions in Italy very quickly to the rest. I mean, we've achieved everything that we ought to achieve. The big question is just, what do we do with you now, Lothair? I could declare war here, and obviously we dislike one another very aggressively because of these negative modifiers here. I could offer him vassalage if... Yeah, you know what, I'm going to leave this for the time being. I still want to basically make a tour in Italy and try to appeal to the people there. Beatrice, you are now a nun. Farewell. Exotic arms. Along with their strange goods, merchants bring tall tales from distant lands, unverifiable, full of wonder. A group of Occitan peddlers purport to have brought Moncamari objects said to have come from the faraway court of great ruler Gyalpo Lam II of the Lamed Gyalpo, no less. Lamed Gyalpo. I would like to know where that is. There he is, right? Gyalpo Lam II of the Lamed Gyalpo. Interesting. Wow, they say they traveled all the way from where the spices come. GM, the leading trader, grins darkly. This unique armor could be yours for a special price, of course, great king. A likely yarn indeed. If only I had some way to verify the hawker's story. Right. I'm not gullible. King Philippe clearly showed that he knows how to read a different person. No. What tribe? Out with you. I don't believe the story. We could not befriend him here. People speak of the considerable skill that Duke Matej displays with his sword in hand. It is said that few manage to stand their ground for more than a few seconds under his attacks once blades are drawn. Our shared interests might bring us closer. We meet and spar. Absolutely. Oh my god, he's gonna destroy me. God, he is so good. He's a legendary blade master. But that definitely could forge us together. That is ground that friendship could be made up on. Duke Matej and I met for a sparring match, swords in hand. After spending a good 2 hours in our swift dance of thrusts and parries, we spent another 3 discussing technique and tactics. Let us go. That is incredible. Befriend gains progress, I lose stress. That this man, it's actually unbelievable to me that we have this man right here. He rebelled against us. We met him on the battlefield fair and square. And now he is here, teaching me more about the art of fighting, about the skillful way of disarming your opponent. Duke Matej came into my courtroom and offered his fealty. What an incredible man. Genuinely incredible. We have low counter control. Of course, artifacts have low durability. I don't think we care for this spear. Can I give it to somebody? Who's a rightful claim here? She took it from Wieden in the Battle of Carcassonne. So we conquered it. Essentially, we conquered it in fair and square combat. Duke Casimir, I hold no grudge against you. I will give you Francois' spear, but I need you to understand that you belong in my realm. I offer you this present, the leather ball. Health small boost. I mean, honestly, I might as well repair it. 63 bucks. I might as well not repair it. I'm just gonna let that one go to waste. Just get destroyed. Toscana and Aquitania. See, Toscana, I'm worried that he might require or request his appearance on our council sooner rather than later, but I'm not going to act on this right now. I don't trust the man. I'm not going to willingly give him a council spot. I could declare some wars. I could create some titles. Can negotiate an alliance, of course, with my son. Absolutely, that is a big one. And I think that is it right here. Who are these people that I could imprison? Why can I imprison a child? Oh, she's a witch, huh? Prince Martin is a witch as well. And then we have Carlos, who... he failed to treat kin. Ah. No, he's not my court physician. I'm not going to punish him for that. But yeah, wow. Our first few years, and I think it hasn't even been a year, have been outstanding. Genuinely. We have been incredibly successful in unifying the realm at an incredible pace. With barely any effort. Neighbor is under attack. This is Bavaria being attacked for a liberty war. I still eye France, of course, but I think right now we are doing an incredible job at unifying anything south of the Alps, really. Then Tour Ansay of Agen has passed away, and now Count Pierret is in charge here. He has, of course, a claim on Retel, but I don't think we can reclaim that. Yeah. I'm actually going to call it here. I'm very surprised by how much we achieved without essentially doing anything. We outposed so little and yet so much happened. I love to see that because that just means that King Philippe's life will hopefully be a very rich one, much like it was in this episode. But as it stands, you will have to find out about that tomorrow. I will leave you here. I will see you later, alligator.